kapan sampai kapan?
You hate your mother? You hate women? What is up, America? Why is it so hard to say we have equal rights? You just can't say it? Oh, yeah, we need everybody. No, you don't mean everybody. You mean men. They don't mean everybody. They don't mean black men. They mean black men. They mean gay
few minutes. If you see the check-in, please grab a water and a fan. It is hot. Hot. Right around. If you have a sign, if you're wearing green, if you have marched with us, yes.
Hola,
Come
Zulita.
on by.
Aquí estoy en un evento que se supone que empezaba a las 12, pero con el calor que iban a hacer un rato, que se van a quedar todos aquí.
We're gonna come around with some waters. We're gonna play some music, and we're gonna start our program in just a few minutes. Why? Because we won't go back. Are we gonna go back? Never. 1, 2, 3. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back.
No, pues es que también luego lo pongo en silencio, pero como estoy en los eventos, ese es el problema. Ok, entonces, ¿qué te iba a decir yo?
reproductive rights. 2 years ago, we are commemorating today. 2 years ago, women lost their right to reproductive rights. But we know that California leads the way. We're going to continue to help women across the country continue to stay loud. We have a great program. Please, please, please stay cool, stay in the shade if you can. Tons of water and ice on this side. And with that, I'm going to start a program. But before I do that, what does that shirt say? 1, 2, 3. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. Thank you. With that, I am going to bring up Cynthia and Jenny to do a short land acknowledgement and before we move with our program. Thank you.
We want to honor the first people of this land, the Gabrielino Tonga, whose ancestors were the first people of this land, but they're still here today under the leadership of Chief Anthony Morales. So we have to show them respect. We have to show them honor. And with that, let's do it.
Thank you. I am going to bring up Secretary of Health and Human Services, Mr. Javier Becerra, who is here. Yes. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Emiliana, thank you very much. And in the tradition of that great name, thank you for being such a fighter for all of the Americans who wish to have the health care that they need, not that some politician tells us that we need. Great to see so many people here. You have a line of great elected and appointed leaders who are going to address you along with all of our community leaders. I bring a message from Washington, D.C., from the White House, where it is clear that the President and Vice President agree we won't go back. We will not go back. And as the son of immigrants, someone who has always learned that the better days are always going to be ahead of us, there is no one in California who believes that we should go back. And so if I could say to each and every one of you, as you get up and fight, because in California we know we have our rights, but we want to make sure that no one in America should go without the opportunity to get the health care that they need. When Roe versus Wade was struck down 2 years ago today, it was more than just about abortion. It was about access to health care for all of us. And if you're a family that is looking at in vitro fertilization to extend your family, you know what I mean. If you're someone who loves your family member who gets in an accident and has to go to an emergency hospital room, and all of a sudden she may be pregnant, but to stabilize her life or to keep her alive, they may have to conduct an abortion because that's what the doctor says is what she needs. She should not be in jeopardy of getting the health care she needs simply because she may need an abortion. Those are the things that impact us all. Dobbs was not just about abortion, it was about our access to health care. So I hope each and every one of you knows that your voice means so much. I'm going to Boise, Idaho in 2 days. I was in Alabama a few months ago. I am going to states that, like California, protect every American, including a woman, to get the health care they need, including abortion. But I'm also going to states where their access to health care is denied. We must fight here in LA, in California, because we know what it means to protect our rights. And so to each and every one of you who every day protect the rights of all of us, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much, because what you do today will lead to good health care tomorrow. No one should have to, like my wife, who's a OBGYN, no doctor should have to consult with legal opinions before she renders her medical opinion. But that's where we're going in some of these states. And so let us fight to restore Roe versus Wade. Let's join with President Biden and Vice President Harris to make sure every American gets the health care they need. Thank you very much.
Yes! What are we gonna do? We won't go back! We won't go back! It is my pleasure to introduce Congresswoman Cindy Kamlager to the stage.
Woo! How we doing, Los Angeles? So I am Congresswoman Cindy Kamlager Dove. I represent the 37th Congressional District, and I have to tell you, this is not an anniversary that we celebrate. This is an anniversary that we activate. Because we can't go back. As a result of the Dobbs decision, now 1 in 3 women live in a state where there is some form of a ban or a restriction on their access to abortion care, on their access to health care. We know that in 2023, almost 180,000 abortions happened in California. It's a 20% increase from 2019 because of Dobbs. We also know that in states across this country, patients, providers, and partners are being criminalized, where doctors are having to check on the liability of their decision rather than the oath that they have taken to deliver healthcare access to their patients. Yes, we live in California. Yes, California is a leader when it comes to reproductive and abortion rights. Thank you. Thank you. Aren't you glad you live in California? But this is a national issue. And if you don't believe me, read Project 2025. It is a national issue because Republicans want a national abortion ban. Because Republicans want a national ban or restriction on fertility treatments, including IVF. Because Republicans are talking about out of all sides of their mouth, and they are not telling the truth. Because Republicans are interested in a national squeeze on states across this country to prevent women from having the healthcare access that they need. I am telling you, we won't go back because we can't go back. Healthcare is a right. Reproductive healthcare is a right. And women have a right. We have the right to make decisions about our body. I am in this fight. You are in this fight. We must stay in this fight. Because no government should dictate the reproductive future of our daughters and our sons. This is a fight for justice. This is a fight for democracy. And this is a fight for health care for all. So, what are we going to do? We're going to keep fighting because we won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back.
Yes! All right. I am going to have the pleasure of introducing Senator Alex Padilla, who has always fought for women's rights because we need everyone in this fight.
Thank you, Emiliana. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you all for being here today. Every single one of us is going to be so important that we stay active, that we keep organizing, keep mobilizing, definitely between now and November, right? But all the way until we restore the rights that we enjoyed under Roe permanently at the federal level. It's an honor for me to be here, not just with all of you, but especially my colleagues in public service, Representative Kalmager, who just heard from, Secretary Becerra, who you heard from, Representative Jenny Gomez, who you'll hear from, and so many others that are in the fight to defend reproductive rights for everyone. So, I mean, it pisses me off, to be honest, that here we are in the year 2024 having to fight for fundamental rights. Rights that we thought were won by activists more than 50 years ago. We shouldn't have to be here. We shouldn't have to be fighting for control of our own bodies. But 2 years ago, the extreme wing of the Supreme Court of the United States chose to overturn 50 years of precedent, 50 years of protections. 3 Trump-appointed justices, just calling it for what it is, 3 Trump-appointed justices chose to tip the scales of justice at the Supreme Court and to deny women the right to make decisions about their own bodies. And as a result, here we are 2 years since that Dobbs decision, 2 years since the fall of Roe. We don't have any other choice but to make sure that our voices are heard. Because you know what, Americans should be united on this issue. We should be working together to restore the fundamental right to an abortion and the freedom to make your own healthcare decisions. Yet in Washington, just last month in the Senate, we tried to do this again legislatively, only to see what? Republican obstruction yet again. Extreme Republicans blocking common sense legislation to protect access to contraception, to protect access to IVF. They say they support it, but then they block legislation. And they're continuing to block efforts to restore Roe v. Wade. And in the meantime, here's what they're really doing. They're leaving the doors open for extremist state legislators and legislatures to pass abortion bans, restrictive abortion bans, state by state by state. We're not going to let that happen. Are you going to let that happen? Are you going to let that happen? We're not going to let that happen. Because while radical Republicans think, you know what, just give it time, the American public will get used to this post-Roe era. We're here to say, no way. We're not going to accept that. Not now, not ever. So while we shouldn't have to be here protesting, we're going to be here protesting because we refuse to be silent. We won't stop marching. We won't start standing up because we're not going to let the extremists in the Republican Party or the extremists on the Supreme Court define us. We will define the future of the United States of America. And we will ensure that the future of the United States of America provides more rights for our daughters, not less rights for our daughters than their grandmothers had. We're going to restore these rights and fight for more. So we'll keep speaking up, we'll keep walking out, we'll keep marching, we'll do whatever it takes to elect more pro-choice elected officials at all levels of government and restore our fundamental rights. Thank you very much.
Yes, because we won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. Yes. It is my pleasure to introduce this woman who is continuously fighting for the Equal Rights Amendment, Kamala Lopez with Equal Means Equal.
Gracias, Emiliana. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. We're here today because both women and this nation are at an inflection point. What we do in the next few months will determine not only the course of our lives, but the trajectory of our democracy itself. My name is Kamala Lopez, and I'm the president of Equal Means Equal, a national nonprofit focused on legal equality for all, regardless of sex, and the discussion and adoption of the Equal Rights Amendment. The root of the problem we are facing starts with the shocking truth that women in the United States are still not legally equal to men. In 1787, when our Constitution was written, women were the property of their fathers and then their husbands. We were deliberately excluded from the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness explicitly promised to we the people. While on the surface times changed, our Constitution did not. But I come bearing good news. On January 27th of 2020, the Equal Rights Amendment was fully ratified by the 38th state, Virginia, and therefore became enforceable federal law 2 years later in 2022. The ERA is a game changer for American women, girls, and the LGBTQ community. It makes any discrimination based on sex or gender illegal. It compels equal pay for equal work or work of equal value. It gives us the right to control our own bodies under the rubric of equality versus privacy. And when we experience gendered violence, it provides the equal protection of our laws. So why is it? Why is it that we're here today, having lost the right to choose when and how to reproduce? How was the Supreme Court able on June 24th of 2022, months after ERA became fully enforceable, to retract these rights? Because the Equal Rights Amendment has still not been published. Donald Trump blocked the ERA in 2020. He ordered the U.S. Archivist not to publish it. Publication gives the amendment force of law. It puts the courts and the country on notice that the ERA is the 28th Amendment and must be enforced. Blocking a fully ratified constitutional amendment is illegal. And it has never happened before in the history of this country. And despite a new administration in power, one that claims to support the ERA and a woman's right to choose, Biden has allowed Trump's illegal blockade to remain in place. Make no mistake, this is not a party issue. Neither political party in the United States is truly interested in women's equality. The U.S. government underpays women by $1.6 trillion a year, regardless of what party is in power. We are the only developed nation to make no provisions for childcare, while we now compel women to have children against their will. Our society runs on the backs of women who perform over 100 million hours of unpaid labor per year. Are we surprised that the U.S. government is trying desperately to hide the fact that the ERA is now law? We shouldn't be. None of us know what will happen in November, but what we do know is that over a century ago, women and our allies started fighting, and they fought valiantly for something as simple as basic equality. And after millions of hours of toil, treasure, and tears, we have achieved it. We cannot allow the ERA to be swept under the carpet of history by those who would continue to oppress and underpay us. If we do not use our collective voting power, our intellect, our capital now, before the November elections, to compel the Biden administration to publish the Equal Rights Amendment, we risk the failure of the American experiment itself. Please understand, we are presently living under unconstitutional governance. where the will of the majority of the people is being dismissed and the civil and human rights of half the population is being illegally withheld and denied. Equal Means Equal has launched the Final Impact campaign for the ERA, and we need you to join us. We need your faces. We need your voices to say to President Biden loud and clear, publish the Equal Rights Amendment now if you want our support in November. Women and girls now have equal rights under our laws, and they must be enforced. While it may feel scary or dangerous, we must put civil and human rights over party politics and understand we are at a crucial inflection point in our history. And the steps we take or fail to take in the next 5 months will reverberate for generations. Please go to finalimpact.org to find out how you can participate. Go to equalmeansequal.org to learn more about the issue and mission to bring equality to all Americans, regardless of sex or gender. Thank you.
Hope you guys are. Hold on. It's hold on. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I just wanted to show the other side, right? I always show the right side of things. So I decided to show you. I'm always in the middle. I'm always in the middle. Fair to show everything, right? Like we're gonna cover Biden rallies if there are any Biden rallies that's available. We're gonna cover everything because I believe in fair, right? Fair media. I'm gonna cover everything. You might not like what you're watching, but you got to know this channel is all about fair coverage of all things, related to everything. We're gonna cover everything. We're gonna cover, of course, what you guys like. We're gonna cover all of that, but also I'm gonna cover the other side. I think that's fair. It's fair, right? Naturally, I'm gonna shoot more things that you guys like, naturally, because if you saw there, a little more energy and enthusiasm on the other side. I'm just gonna call it out. A little more energy, enthusiasm on the other side. I think I'm gonna cover that more, but we're also going to cover the left side, the other side of the different points of views, because this is America. This is I always think America is the birthplace of freedom, and we're going to continue that on this channel and show you different points of views, because that's what we're about, right? Different points of views. We're allowed to say what we want without getting canceled, all right? Regardless of your different beliefs, we're going to show you on this channel. Anyways, if you like this stream, like, subscribe. We're going to do more of these events, either different liberal, conservative, or Republican Democrats. We're gonna do all of these events because I personally think broader points of view really just really shows you what kind of a well-rounded person you are as an individual. Anyways, just a rant after there. If you like this video, please like, subscribe. I'll check you guys out later. This is your boy Ryan. Stay safe, and this is downtown LA. I can say a couple things about it, but it's cleaner for right now. I prefer no negativity. All right, no, Sean with a donation. Thank you, Sean. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Yeah, covering both sides. You know, liberal media always covers their side, barely shows like Trump rallies in like full, right? If you see like other channels, they will like just cover just a little part of the Trump rally and not show you like the huge and the wide scope of you know, the Trump rallies. You know, but if it comes like to a Biden or a Kamala Harris, they just have full coverage. So I prefer just, you know, to film everything without actually editing it. So Sean D, thanks for the donation. Big ups. Appreciate it, man. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, subscribe. I'm going to do more of this. If you are in LA, it's a lot cleaner. Downtown LA, figuratively speaking, it is a lot cleaner than it was, you know, especially in 2020. It was a lot cleaner. It's cleaner now. As you can see, the streets are semi cleaner, right? It's a beautiful city. If you are in LA, you know, check it out. Anyways, this is your boy Ryan. I'll check you guys out later. Peace. Oh, thanks for watching. Peace.